Yeah, very good morning. And the next session will be taken over by two people, career opportunities in defense and aerospace corridor. Mr. B. Krishnamurthy, Project Director of the Tamil Nadu Defense Corridor, Commodore Ramesh Madhavan and Ganesh Ram. These three people will take this session, and we find from the biodata, as you are all aware, that defense corridor is something which is shaping up in our country in a big way. Originally, we have been dependent on external sources, but now it is being made in India, and even export orders are being contemplated. Accordingly, our own people who have been in the defense sector, both in the government as well as in the private sector, are very much in the know of things, and we need technological advancements in this field to solve the problem of reaching the people in vast numbers. We have three speakers in our panel and are real subject experts in having acquired technology, and they will share their knowledge in this identified sector. With these few lines of introduction, let me request Mr. Krishnamurthy, Project Director, Tamil Nadu Defense Corridor, to take it over.
Very good morning to all. Good morning. Okay. First of all, I thank the organizers for giving this opportunity, to present here and expressing my views. I am Krishnamurthy from 2002 Civil Service batch, allotted to Ordnance Factory Service, and worked in various ordnance factories. Of course, there was a brief intro. Then I was in Delhi about 12 years. I was in shipping as director projects, completely associated with the Sagarmala projects, and then various port modernization programs. We got a President Award, and subsequently I worked in Ministry of Defense about 3 years, and there I got Ayudh Bhushan Award for various modernization and innovation opportunities. And due to COVID, I met the government here. Now I am in government of Tamil Nadu on deputation as additional secretary in industry department. And hailing from defense background, I have been asked to head the Tamil Nadu Defense Corridor project. I am project director, Tamil Nadu Defense Corridor in TIDCO. That is a brief intro of myself. And I don't know how far I will be able to give various vistas and opportunities available in defense for you, but let me try to do justice. Next slide, please. You will be updated. Next. I'm sorry. This is the one. This is the one. Yeah. Okay. Sorry? Your first page. This one is the next slide. Okay. Yeah. Sorry, there is a small technical glitch. The security of the station, security of the nation is very important, and to protect sovereignty or integrity of the nation, Government of India has taken a number of measures to cater the requirements for the forces and also realize the export opportunities and potential available. Government of India, as part of Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliance, have initiated a number of initiatives. It's a transformative steps, I must say. In the process, it is creating a wider opportunity for increasing the manufacturing capability in India itself. In fact, we are maintaining the second largest armed forces, and India is the third largest defense spending nation in the world. See the budget, 5,26,157 crore. That is the amount we are spending for the defense. It is going to be exponential growth in future. It is going to be the increasing trend. It is going to be increasing ever. A number of policy reformative steps have been taken by government. In fact, 2 defense corridors have been announced, one in Tamil Nadu, one in UP, and various tax incentives and FDI relaxation measures have been adopted. In fact, there is a offset requirements. You know, anyone know what is offset? We import number of arms and ammunition from foreign countries. In the process, this offset clauses will have to be fulfilled by the foreign original equipment manufacturers in such a way that 1/3 of the total quantum of money has to be spent in India by setting up of manufacturing facility by way of joint venture or sourcing the equipments from India. So, after independence, the offset accumulative credit itself is having a $11 billion. It's a huge amount. And still it is pending. Now government has come out with various strategies to encash this to boost the domestic manufacturing capabilities. Similarly, there is a huge indigenization drive. So far, we are importing number of arms and ammunition and equipments from foreign countries. Now, the government of India say no. We will gradually indigenize all these arms and ammunition. More than 3 positive indigenization list has come out, amounting to 300 items. Hundreds of billions of rupees. In fact, as per the estimate, 1,80,000 crore worth of manufacturing has to be done in India by another 3 years. Imagine how the manufacturing capacity is going to be increased. And Tamil Nadu is one of the largest industrial ecosystem. And we have to target, I will be covering our aerospace policy also, we have to target a major share in setting up of the manufacturing facility as well as expanding the manufacturing facility. And of course, there is a huge indigenization drive. That is broadly about what are all the opportunities in terms of various categories. There are 90 plus systems, and in the previous session they were explaining what is systems, subsystems, and what kind of indigenization opportunities, be it aircraft, be it manufacturing helicopters, or missile, rockets, arms and ammunition. You take any kind of system, land system, or naval system, or airborne system. These are huge opportunities. In fact, this is a brief intro of the corridor. The Tamil Nadu Defense Corridor, it was announced way back in 20th January 2019. And we have identified 5 broad nodes, Chennai, Trichy, Salem, Coimbatore, based on the industrial existing capabilities. And we have also carried out the gap analysis. Okay, what kind of industry is there? Heavy engineering. What are all other requirements to support the industries, existing industries, in terms of setting up of center of excellences? We have We are creating a center of excellence in association with international players like Dassault System from France, GE from America, and Siemens. The 3 center of excellence we have already, we are setting up in Tidal. Another 3 months we will be inaugurating. It offers huge opportunity for research, design and engineering services, new product development. These are all enablers to support our industries. That is center of excellence. Common testing facilities. For each node, what kind of industries are there? Chennai, we have Sriperumbudur and Manalur, Varagadam. They have electronic clusters. More than tens of foreign OEMs, they have set up the facility. And yesterday only our board has approved to set up EMI, EMC and communication test facilities along with the Government of India grant, about 100 crore. For Coimbatore, what sort of industries are there? Along with the Tata Technologies, we will be setting up common engineering facilities to support the MSMEs. Because every MSME, every industry will not be able to have testing facilities. Whatever the product you develop, you require testing facilities so that immediately you test and supply the material. So, similarly, common facility centers. We have foundries. We have created a capacity. We are not able to optimize our capacity. So we support 10 crore. We are infusing capital to Center of Excellence for Foundries. Trichy, fabrication capital. But the huge capacity is created. It is underutilized because it is depending upon BHEL. And there is a work order reduction in BHEL. So there is a Section 8 company called Treat. The company created by the industries in Trichy. So we have infused 10 crore for them to support and create a common user facility and to undertake works. Now they are going to take a railway wagon manufacturing facility. This is how for each node we have identified. In case it is Hosur, it is nothing but adjoining Bangalore. So what sort of aerospace and defense industries can migrate here? And what is our intervention? So each node we have identified what is the capability, what is the gap analysis, what is the intervention required to be done. And similarly, many people have confused what is corridor. So I always say, sir, these are all 5 broad nodes. But for me, corridor means the entire Tamil Nadu is corridor. In fact, I want to put one more, I have taken over this position 6 months back. I want to put one more dot in the southern Tamil Nadu. Kulasegarapattinam. Many people may not know, I don't know, you may be aware or you may not aware. SSLV project, Short Satellite Launching Vehicle project. It is coming up. In fact, last 2 years land acquisition is going on, and with our expeditious steps, now out of 2,300 acres, 1,300 acres already we have handed over. Another 2 years it is going to be commissioned. So what is this SSLV project? Tamil Nadu is going to be another space hub. We have PSLV launching station in Sriharikota station, 55,000 acres of land. So far about 60 PSLV is launched. But here, it's a single satellite launching vehicle. Right now, for launching single satellite, waiting time is about 1 year. In US, French Guyana, you have to wait and it will bunch together, hundreds of satellites together, it is being launched. But for strategic and export purpose, Government of India plans 3 satellites in a day. That means about 900 satellites. It is going to be 20,000 crores of facilities going to be created. You see what is the immense potential of job opportunity. In space, you invest 1 rupee, the multiplier effect is 3.25 times. You take French Guyana, it is 4 times. So, the southern India, it is going to be the hub for space launching. It is going to be huge opportunity. So that is why I want to add one more dot in Tamil Nadu. We want, in fact, Sivagasi, we have issues. The work order is saturated. So we want to map out. There is a BHEL available in Trichy. They don't have order book. We are in the process of mapping out BHEL, Sivagasi. Actually, that explosives, 97% explosives oxidize required for our space program is going from Sivagasi, whereas we have to synergize all these facilities, Trichy, Sivagasi. So in Kulasegarapatnam, in Tuticorin, it is going to be the Space Hub. And this is how the node I was talking about. In fact, we are targeting global OEMs. Within the 6 months, at least 3 foreign OEMs, including largest defense manufacturer, they have visited Tamil Nadu. They are actively interacting with our MSMEs and large-scale industries. In fact, exclusive for our Tamil Nadu industry, last month we have conducted meeting of top foreign 15 OEMs. That is one of the major achievement of Tamil Nadu Defense Corridor, TIDCO. So we want our MSMEs, our industries to graduate from Tier 3 to Tier 1 up to, they have to emerge as OEMs. So that is our ultimate objectives. Of course, we want to support the domestic manufacturing, MSME, startup. In fact, today in the news items, the Government of India has come out with IDEX 2 scheme. There is a IDEX 1 scheme, Innovation Defense Excellence scheme. And the forces, they will give a challenge. If you solve, then you will win the IDEX challenge. They will support you to grow from startup up to scaling up and all. So that is about Government of India scheme. Tamil Nadu also, TANSIM, they are working very well. And TIC, Tamil Nadu Industrial Investment Corporation, they have come out with the 2 banking instruments. First time without any guarantee or sort of requirements, up to 10 lakhs, they will start up. They will support the startup in the infant stage. That is very, very important. And Tamil Nadu Emergence Fund, about 500 crore corpus is being created to support the startups in advanced stage. We are working for it. So that is the, we are targeting or envisioning to support the startups. And ultimately our objective is to create 1 million employment in 10 years. It is part of our 1 trillion economy. In fact, after my joining, I kept the target of 1 trillion economy, 25 trillion economy should be from aerospace and defense. That is my revised target we have kept. And part of our objectives, we will encourage skill development and create jobs. We are in discussion with Aerospace Skill Council, Bangalore. In fact, in India, Bangalore and Hyderabad, they have emerged by virtue of more of DRDO labs and the existing factors. So we are in discussion with the Aerospace Skill Council to set up a kind of a skill development program. In fact, we have 6 international airports and huge scope for avionics, but there is no organized skill development program. So we will soon come out with a skill development program for our people. In fact, the Government of India has come out with Vision 2040. They have identified these are all the core areas where India requires to focus to strengthen its manufacturing capability. You can also slightly go through, it will give a kind of idea of what they look for. It may be manufacturing of submarines, fighter aircraft, helicopter, or all types of artillery guns, arms and ammunition, unmanned autonomous ground, and in fact the drone, I think my next speaker is very eminent and he will be covering drones and counter drones. Now Ukraine war, you may be reading a lot of news items, how a small drone, they decide the fate of big warships. So that is a potential of drones. And space-based assets for communication, surveillance, intelligence, classification. So now, in fact, we want to target both upstream and downstream industries of satellite hub in Kulasegarapattinam. And sensors, another opportunity area, and be it data fusion from multiple spectral sensors, advanced military materials. It's a huge area with a lot of potential, you can think of it. It's all numbers. There is a projection of billions of rupees, and this is nothing but numbers, so we'll skip it. So various career options you can think of, be it aerospace engineers, or system engineer, electrical engineer, flight inspectors, Now, Government of Tamil Nadu is going to soon announce, setting up of second airport in Chennai, and we are also identified Hosur to develop an international airport. MRO, maintenance, repairs, and operation. That is another our targeted area. Chennai, we have identified space for developing MRO. We are in discussion with the foreign OEMs. Similarly, in Hosur, Taneja Airport, there is a MRO operator Airworks. So recently, we have come out with the package to support them. MRO is another segment which gives a huge opportunities. And there is a traditional works of mechanical engineering, quality assurance. There is a separate wing in Army, DGQA, DGAQA, and for naval there is a quality assurance. And then about UAV, it will be covered later by our speakers. So that is what I was mentioning about the Center of Excellence which we have created. Basically to create industry 4 standards in industry. That will be main target of Siemens, the collaboration we will be creating. And the defense, avionics, Internet of Things, additive manufacturing, the GE, that is a focal concern from that side. And then robotics, 3D printing, these are all the objectives of the Center of Excellences. I was talking about another support from us of setting up of defense testing centers for mechanical, environment, EMC and various facilities. To promote research and development, that is another objectives. Of course, skill training. So way forward, I was mentioning about you. Space science, it is going to be the potential opportunity where I look for. In fact, in Sriharikota, any satellite before launching, it has to deviate to certain degree to bypass, avoiding the chances of falling down in case of any eventuality over Sri Lanka. This deviation cost is huge. So that is the potential of Kulasegarapatnam, where straight away you can launch the satellite. In fact, after 5 years, it is going to be the second Sriharikota of Government of India. So that is the opportunity of space science. We are in the process of setting up of a space park, industry park there, of 3,000 acres of land. We will be inviting all the industries who manufacture the various modules required for launch vehicles or satellites and explosives. So this will be a comprehensive industrial park where it is going to open a new vistas in the development of India in space sector. Okay, I think I have taken half an hour time. Yours. So that's all about. What I will say, I would like to sum it up. Be it is a startup or be it is as a indigenization opportunities or manufacturing opportunities or even in service sector. We have in fact, that is all not covered here, identified even FTO, pilot training organization. Not even single FTO is in Tamil Nadu. Whichever FTO is there, they have all gone to other states. We have signed MOU with 2 FTOs. And there are at least 6 FTOs we are in talk. We have identified there is an unused airstrip in Sivaganga district, Kannadugatan. And recently Ministry has announced we will be developing as a pilot at least 40 to 50 lakhs they are spending. People are going to abroad and again coming back. You have to write DGCA exams. And we have also in engagement with the Ministry of Civil Aviation, IGRUA, that is a body premier agency under Ministry of Civil Aviation to set up the FTO in Trichy and Madurai and Tuticorin Airport. And also NLC, see that is what the capacity is created everywhere, it is unreleased. NLC, they have huge airstrip. So we have already taken up with NLC, ready-made we can, at least 6-7 FTOs from abroad, Australia, Czechoslovakia, USA, they want to set up the facilities here. So Tamil Nadu is going to be the FTO hub. And as per civil aviation policy, we have to facilitate a UDAN scheme. UDAN scheme is a non-starter in Tamil Nadu due to various reasons. We are analyzing, we are soon coming out with the policy. And heli services, it is also going to be launched. So we are working with the operators to ease out, to create a single point mechanism to facilitate the operation and, expansion of activities. So we have a multiple program. What I want to say, aerospace defense is a diverse subject and ample opportunities for your career, career growth, career aspirations. That is a segment you can think of, you can look for and search for. And thank you for the opportunities provided by organizers for the patient hearing of our brothers and friends, brothers and sisters and friends. And thank you. Good day.
Thank you, sir. Very enlightening, very good exposure of your defense corridor to all our student community and the opportunities that are being available. I think all engineers will feel very hopeful to get employed in Tamil Nadu itself. They need not go very much outside also. And various types of engineers have the opportunities. Thank you very much for your enlightenment talk. And now, we have heard from the government sector, but this has to be absorbed by the private sector also. So we have two speakers eminent, and both of them will have the background. Particularly, Commander Ramesh Madhavan had 22 years of exposure in the Indian Navy, and he has got the highest qualification also, hands-on experience also in the Navy while doing. So now in the private sector, you will see how the private sector opportunities will be available. He himself and Ganesha will jointly speak on this subject. Thank you.
A very, very good morning to the young and bright members of this audience. I thought most of the people have been speaking, eminent speakers have been speaking from that side of the podium. I thought I'll make a shift so that there's a slight change in your neck in case you're looking at one direction. And plus, of course, it makes me easy to look at the slide and give a lecture. Right. My eminent speaker before me, Mr. Krishnamurthy, covered about the very large canvas of aerospace and defense sector. The aerospace and defense sector actually is a very, very large segment, and what we are going to be covering in our segment to you is a very small part of the aerospace and defense segment. So aerospace and defense, as he covered, covers artillery, guns, ships, submarines, tanks. It also covers a small part called the UAVs. And the UAVs, while they are important in defense, but they also have large and huge commercial applications as well. And what we are going to try and cover to you over the next few minutes is give you an insight as to what are the various steps being taken in order to make UAVs a very vibrant space. So number one, as most of the speakers have been repeating before me, the government, both at the center and the states, have been taking large steps in encouraging Make in India in order to create in order to create employment opportunities and also in order to create a vibrant economy. The Make in India various incentives like production-linked incentives have been announced for mobiles handset manufacturing, fab facilities for electronic chipsets, battery cells manufacturing, and so on and so forth. This move is basically meant to invite foreign companies to set up manufacturing in India. So the likes of Wistron, Pegatron, and so on and so forth have set up their various manufacturing facilities. And very recently, most of you must have read that I think the Indian handset export numbers have gone up by 250%. Very recently. That's what the paper said recently as well. All that happened because of the government's proactive measure of setting up PLI schemes. But the government is also, in the same vein, with the same amount of aggressiveness, is pushing something called Atmanirbhar Bharat. One of the eminent speakers in the sessions before me, Dr. Sashikumar, also mentioned Atmanirbhar Bharat. It's slightly different from Make in India. Make in India is about setting up manufacturing facilities, which is important as well. But Atmanirbhar Bharat is about having the indigenous capability to be a design, develop, and manufacturing agency in the country, so that tomorrow, India can boast of companies like Apple. India can boast of companies like Samsung. India does not have to be just a manufacturing hub. India can be the product hub of the world, where the world can actually see Indian products, Indian brands. And why is it that not possible? The world acknowledges the supremacy of Indian engineering talent, and that comes from young and bright students like you gentlemen and ladies sitting over here today. The Atmanirbhar Bharat is aimed at promoting self-reliance in technology. It is with Atmanirbhar Bharat, self-reliance, development of intellectual property, that tomorrow we can be truly self-reliant, besides just creating employability. My eminent speaker before me mentioned that they are actually tying up with OEMs like Dassault Systems and so on, with universities to set up large campuses in India. How many of you would like, in a few years' time, some company in Germany, some university in Germany saying that that company is tying up with Indian companies to set up actually shops there? That's what should actually happen. And that's what was there in the case as far as India was concerned not too far back in time. The vision of the government is to make India a global drone hub by 2030. And this is not just a statement. Various steps have been taken to promote this vision. For example, if you see a slew of policy incentives by the government, in the last 6 months, the government has introduced a new drone policy, which was released in 25th of August 2021. Production-linked incentive of drone components have been announced. Very recently, I think 21st, 2 days ago, 13 companies have been shortlisted and selected for the preliminary list of PLI for drone and drone components, of which 2 companies belong to Chennai. And this list is preliminary. This list will expand, and more companies from Chennai or Tamil Nadu will probably fill into that list as well. Why does it go double? The government has made drone survey mandatory for mines. What I'm trying to depict here is, in order to indicate to you what is the size of the market, what is the responsibility of the private sector to step up and fill the volume, what is the challenge in front of us, and how the government is paving the way for Indian private industry to move in that direction, is what I'm trying to indicate to you. And therefore, what will be the kind of job opportunities and the skill sets that are required for this industry. So, a drone survey for mines has been made mandatory from November 2021, and India has a large mining segment as well, which needs this kind of service. Drones for agriculture have been introduced in a formal policy by the Ministry of Agriculture on 21st of December 2021. India is still a 70% agrarian economy. We know the size of the country. We know the size of the farmland. If we have to have so many drones in order to do drones in agriculture, you can imagine the kind of volumes of drones that will be required in order to fulfill this particular vision. There is one more project I don't know many of you will know. It's called Swamitwa. The residents of 6.5 lakh villages in rural India their digital land map certificate. And for this, the kind of requirement is merely about 1,000 drones in the entire country over the next, let's say, 1.5 years. Therefore, what I'm trying to indicate over here is, there's a huge demand, there's a huge requirement for world-class drones to carry out certain programs and certain services for the industry in India, which is now lies on the private sector to fulfill. Add to that, the government has now recently, I think on 9th of February 2022, banned import of drones. So on one side, the government has made mining by drones mandatory, agricultural use mandatory, aerial survey mandatory, and on the other hand, it has banned import of drones. How is this entire volume vacuum going to get fulfilled? It depends on this private sector. And so therefore, young friends, ladies and gentlemen, you will know the kind of volume, the kind of opportunity, the kind of requirement that is there in the drone space. And therefore, the intent of the government to make India a global drone hub by the year 2030 is actually very real and very urgently required. required. Not only in agriculture and mining, the government has, as my speaker said before, the government has progressively restricted import of drones for defense. 3 positive indigenization lists have already been introduced all the way from 2020 December to 2027. Progressively, gradually, drones of technologically complex drones have been gradually banned, thereby giving the private industry time to master that technology. And that kind of technology mastery is going to come from young people. It's not going to come from the people who have been used to yesterday's technology. It's going to come from the people of tomorrow, which is you guys again. The market, as far as India is concerned, just India alone, forget about making India sell to the world. India alone, the market is estimated by various research agencies as nearly about 13,000 by the financial year 2026. In fact, some of the agencies say even 50,000 crores is possible likely market size. So there is a huge market size, a huge opportunity, a huge potential for the drone industry to actually flourish in the country. We were set up almost as a clarion call in response to the nation's call for Atmanirbhar. We were motivated by the vision of self-reliant India. We were deeply inspired by India. We were passionate about making India great again because we believe that not too far back in time, India was a pioneer in technology. India taught the world medicine. India taught the world surgery. India taught the world astronomy. India taught the world physics. Somewhere down the line, we lost that pioneering position. Thousands of students from overseas used to flock our universities in Nalanda, Dakshina to learn. Today, we flock their universities outside to learn. Somewhere down the line, we lost the vision, we lost that drive. We were motivated. My colleague Dr. Ganesh Ram, who will be speaking right now after me, and we were motivated. We wanted to put India back in the pioneering list again. And it is with that quest we founded our company, Tunga Aerospace. We are a DPIIT recognized startup. We are located in IIT Madras Research Park. We work with some of the best brains which come from people like you. We are a new company we just set up recently with a clear vision to make India a global leader, to contribute to the nation's core for making India great again, to contribute to the nation's core that India should be a global drone hub by 2030. We have a design center in IIT Madras Research Park. We have a team of 25 to 30 engineers of various disciplines. We have an excellently world-class design center equipped with all the kind of facilities to research and develop new technology drones. We collaborate with institutions like IISc Bangalore. We collaborate with IIT Madras. We collaborate with some private institutions as well to come up with some disruptive technologies as to how things can be done better using drones. We have a production facility in near Mahabalipuram, Banka. We have a capacity of nearly about 500 drones per annum. We intend to ramp to about 1,500 drones per annum by next year. We believe that kind of volume itself is insufficient. We probably have to expand even further. But that's the kind of requirement, and we are in a recruiting spree perpetually. Because whenever we finish one particular technology, we realize there's lots more to be achieved by that. And we are actually very, very hopeful, and we have a very young, the average age of our entire team is probably less than 24, or 25 is the average age. But more of that will be covered by my colleague and co-founder, Dr. Ganesh Ram.
Hi everyone, am I audible? Yeah, you might have heard the fantastic walkover by Commander Ramesh. So, I just want to show you what we exactly do. So, we have built 3 products as of now. One of it is called Krishna Nidhi. We are drone builders. Are you guys aware of drone technology? Anybody who is not aware of drone technology? And drones are not toys, by the way. They are not the Chinese toys, the DJI ones. They serve a different purpose. The drones which we build are for defense and enterprise segment, where people buy these drones, companies buy these drones, they set up businesses, they go mapping around the villages, they create auto mosaics, they do drone deliveries, they use it for surveillance and security. In the border, they send it 10 kilometers away to see what's happening. They collect intelligence. These are the drones which we are talking about. These are not the toy drones. These are drones built for commercial applications and defense applications. And boys like you, young boys, we don't have that many experienced people in our team. Very young boys, 23, 24-year-old, they are the ones who are building this technology. How many mechanical engineers are here? Electrical? Computer science? Any other stream? What are they? Can you be a little louder, please? Aeronautical? Yes. Any other? Aerospace. Fantastic. See, be it space applications, be it making guns, building ships, you are the ones who are doing it. Whatever you read over these 4 years of time and you're in schooling, whatever you read, those are the only technologies which are used. There might be fancy names, drones, space satellites, or guns, or ships, or loitering munitions. It's you guys. You guys have to develop pride and passion like how our other speaker had told. The only difference is whoever identifies their field. How many subjects do you do here? You do around 45 papers, right? 45 papers and 15 labs, if I'm right. Out of that 45 papers, if you're good in 2 papers, not just scoring, if you have understood 2 subjects very, very well, that will build your entire career up. And the rest, you just need to know what they are. You should have system level understanding on those. And 2, you need to be very, very thorough on, which will build a great career for you guys. The boys who work with us are young like you, and the amount of deliverables they do, it's fantastic. If you see, the autopilot is developed by us. It's indigenous, it is made in India. The code is written by us. The UI, UX is written by us. It's a small team of 30 people. If they can do this, how many of you are here? Around 200? You can change the world by getting into this. So this product, we have released it for commercial segment. It's a lightweight drone which can be easily carried in an aircraft. It complies in battery and other things to be carried in an aircraft. This is built for Samudva scheme, where the government wants the 6.5 lakh villages to be mapped. It can't be done without drones in the market, and the foreign import of drones have been stopped. This is one product, and the other one is Trishya Pro. This is slightly a more advanced version of the previous one. This is IP53 rated for dust and water protection. This is rated for -10 to 55 degrees Celsius. This is a more robust and heavy lifter, where it can serve survey, mapping, inspection, and many other applications in mind. This bird can serve. And the other one is a more innovative product. So fixed wings have been taken out of the drone segment quite some time ago. This was because they all needed a runway to take off. Now the quad plane technology has come in, where it can just take off in a 10 by 10 meter space and go and fly and get the job done. And being fixed wing, it has 120 minutes endurance. It can fly 5 kilometers above mean sea level and can do fantastic things. So these are the drones which are used by defense forces, Homeland Security, CRPF, CAPF, other private security agencies, people who are trying to satisfy Samudva scheme by mapping these 6.5 lakh villages. They are the ones who will be buying these drones to get the job done. And in future, we want to get into other segments where we want to be in loitering munition. Our eminent speaker before spoke about drones in Ukraine, which is like even challenging a large ship or whatever. So these are armed drones, the drones which carry munitions. We are trying to get into this segment as well. And Yeah, sorry guys. So this is armed drones and loitering munitions, and we also want to get into the mine segment for commercial applications. Now we've been catering Samitwa, the land applications. Now we want to get into mines as well, and we also want to get into delivery space. Believe me, next 3 years, 4 years, when you are on the road, when you look up, there are going to be 15 to 20 drones flying on top of you, delivering things. This is going to become real. You can't deny it. They are very useful. They can do things in much lower cost and more efficiently and more faster. So this technology cannot be denied. The government is helping, like how Commander Ramesh was speaking, the policies are there. People like Krishnamurthy, they are working in setting up platform for you to deliver, making provisions, setting up policies, making the funds available for the companies to go forward. So this is going to be real, and it is going to open a lot of job opportunities down the line. So career opportunities for you in this segment. If you look at it, you can look at it in 3 buckets. One is design. The next one is manufacturing. Then the other one is sales. So you need to ideate, come up with a product which is useful for the people, solve some problem, and then you need to manufacture it. You can't keep selling prototypes in the market. The drone industry started with young people like us, where we didn't have enough manufacturing expertise. We started putting prototypes in the market. And the prototypes cannot deliver. Prototypes cannot deliver for, look at your car. You buy it 5 years, you forget about it. Like you don't keep tweaking it. But prototypes, like the next second flight or the third flight gets into trouble. So you need manufacturing. And when you have manufacturing facility, it is going to just keep pushing product into the market. There has to be a segment which kind of tries to sell it into the market as well. And that segment has the responsibility of trying to see how it performs in the market and bring back intelligence from which where we can improvise and get better. So I'm talking about the first section which might be very relevant for you, aerospace engineers, aeronautical, electrical, computer science. Any product you take, this is going to be the division. And the functions are also listed over there. So if you look at electrical and electronics engineering, it is about RF design, it's about system design, antenna design, communication system, battery and propulsion. So you might have seen all these subjects in your courses. It's just about 1 or 2 subjects you are good at, you become that engineer. You become communication engineer if you have done your 2 communication courses very, very well. If you understand them very well, that's all you need to build a career out of it. And when you're doing communication system, you need to interact with other subsystems as well. So it's just not that you can just score less or not concentrate on the other things. You should know it well, but you should develop pride and passion towards some subjects where you can go in depth and actually know things rather than knowing the names of things. So this is the opportunity. These are the kinds of jobs we need in the design space. And if I go to the next segment, manufacturing and production. So there is business development, So there is standardization engineering, quality, fabrication and assembly, and supply chain management. So if you look here, standardization is very, very important. So there is one function which has to be creative, innovate, and bring out the box product. And there has to be totally a different mindset which standardizes it, which looks at materials, which looks at material certificates, who look at making design drawings, make sure they set up incoming process quality. Like that, you need an entire set of team who can guarantee that the product is reliable. So being innovative and solving the problem once is not good. You have to solve it every time. So that's the standardization department. It's again guys like you, they are from the same, probably they are from the same class, same course, gone through the same kind of experience in the same college, but their brains work differently. One looks at reliability, the other looks at innovation. Like that, you need to choose what you are good at and kind of deploy yourself in the best possible way so that you have a great experience in your career and you don't go with the flow. You kind of choose what you want. You are in a much, much better shape than what it was 15 years back when I was sitting there. The government is helping, the policies are there, the demand is there, the supply is there. What more do you want? You have a red carpet welcome into the industry. And the business development, marketing, sales, after sales. Another speaker who told, don't look at sales as a salesperson. It is a sales engineer. The products are drones, they are missiles, they are loitering munitions, they are kamikaze drones. Any Tom, Dick and Harry cannot go and sell this. If at all you have an aptitude for sales, that is also a good thing. You need to know electronics, you need to know mechanical engineering, you need to be answering every question of the client, you need to know things. So that's why, like, being engineers, you have opportunities in these segments as well. Business development. You need to go out, find there what is the difficulty the border security forces are facing. You need to understand, you need to see what sensors you need to deploy to make their life easy. What communication module you need to use to give them external range. So when you bring in the intelligence from there, you are just not any person but an engineer again in these segments. There are other important segments as well. Finance, certification, regulation. Again, engineers sit here. Engineers who have this aptitude for getting into regulation, certification for NABL certification, semi-lac certification, making sure EMI EMC, just not designing a circuit board, but making sure it is EMI EMC compatible, it is MIL 810G or 416E. Like you, if you have the capacity, you need to develop interest there and start working towards it. And just leave us, Tunga Aerospace Industries, we are a new kid in the block with 30 people team. We have high aspirations. We want to grow phenomenally. There are 80 other companies like us in several stages of life. So to be successful, my estimate says I need to be at least a 400 people team. So I need to recruit 300 more in the next 2 years. Look at 80 companies, just do the math. How many jobs are available in this segment? For the same engineers, electrical, mechanical, aerospace, and others. Like, see, look at it, like close to what, 32,000 jobs? And in 2-3 years down the line, the technology will become bigger and bigger. Zomato, Swiggy will start delivery. There will be requirement for more drones. Then the company's average employee count will go from 300, 400 to, it will go to 1,000. Then you have 80,000 jobs, 80,000 job opportunities for you. So I can down the line recruit the entire team over here who is sitting over here if they have the interest. That's the kind of opportunities you have. So better choose in areas which interests you, where you'd like to go to office every day. In the morning when you get up, you have an interesting problem to solve. Choose it that way. And what do we look for when we recruit? How do we choose candidates? So this is the matrix we generally follow. Look at it, no? You have to have in-depth knowledge. You can't escape. You can't be a bookworm telling, I know linear equation, but I don't know how to apply it. You should have in-depth knowledge in something, some subject of your interest. You should have figured that out in the 4 years' time, and you should have worked towards it, learnt about it, do other courses in MIT, OCW, or in other places. Just build more and more knowledge on one particular thing or two particular things which interests you, which drives you. Again, pride and passion. You like to learn that. You like to know more about it. Those are the areas which actually sets your career up. You are good in systems, you become a system engineer. You're good in electronics, you become an electronics engineer. You're good in PCB design, you become a PCB design engineer. You're good in FEA, if you're good in CFD, you become those engineers. So develop expertise, in-depth expertise. I'm not talking about knowing names of things. Apply yourself, go attend competitions. Build a car if you have to. Go to Baja, go to other camber racing. Just try to build expertise by applying yourself. Just not bookish knowledge, try to apply it. Try to apply every concept in that book somewhere to just get that real expertise. And then system level understanding. The entire process of engineering, going through all the other 45 courses, is to know about everything. Because things don't work in solo. They always work with other subsystems. At that point of time, you need to know something about the other subsystem to interface, to understand better. So that way, whatever courses which have been structured around your engineering, it is done fantastic. After 15 years, I'm telling you, every day I feel bad, oh shit, in that class I could have studied this slightly better, or I should have concentrated a little more, so that today I need not go back, do the reading, go open up those old books and see. Like all the engineering books are at my home, and I kind of open it every week, at least once or twice. Just to see, hey, where this is. We learnt it somewhere. Whatever you have learnt is the world about. Be it space, be it medical tech, be it anything, whatever you have learnt, that's more than enough for you to just rule the world with whatever you know.
And you need to be passionate. You can't be simply passionate about everything. Your passion, that's a feeling which comes on certain things. You need to see what those are. You need to identify and you need to build on it. And passion, being passion, you'll be self-driven. Nobody needs to tell you what exactly has to be done. You will do it yourself. Ability to multitask and prioritize. Guys, I'm telling you, from the days of our school to colleges to work, you will not have one activity to complete in a day. You will have 100 activities to complete in a day. So you need to build a skill in prioritizing it. You need to prioritize, you need to look at, you need to understand what is important. Nobody is going to come and tell you what is important. You need to align with the company. You need to understand what is important for the company, what the goals are, and then prioritize accordingly. That's a very, very important skill. If you're able to do that, you will climb up in ladders. And if you see accountability, fearless risk-taking, clear communication, and all the other things are very, very important for you guys. And the opportunities are immense. There are around 80,000 jobs on your table for this. And we are also recruiting. If you are interested, please do apply. Come visit our facility. Check out what we are doing. If you are interested, please do join us. In this segment, there is no experience. I can't ask for an experience because drone is new. I can't find an experienced person on drone. It's all in your favor. Freshers who can be molded, who are interested, who have all these skill sets, just can come and start working with us. So that's all I have. Thanks for this opportunity.
Thank you, Ganesh Ram. For today we had a wonderful panel to take us through various career opportunities that can be explored in the industry, which are less explored by us. But it appears to be the need of the hour, and it appears to be available for everybody today, which was not available before from the exposure outside for our people. You say a fresh graduate can come and start joining this group, and he says it is available in your doorstep in Tamil Nadu. And I think this particular session has given a lot of opportunities for our young brains. And thank you very much for the time every one of you has spent, the interactions held during the session, and with the knowledge shared by your speakers. The companies in the A&D sector use competitive intelligence as a critical tool in identifying ideal business opportunities and possess a competitive advantage also. It has enlightened us that future engineers has to kickstart their innovation and explore more career opportunities in this sector. Thank you very much for every one of you for having shared your knowledge and kickstarted the interest in the minds of our engineers. Thank you very much.
Welcome.